Man, stop triggering folks of color by asking us to process racism or institutional racism or the current events of racism in mixed company. I understand that folks got the memo that we need to be talking about this shit, looking at the images, watching videos, listening to songs. That's cool. But just having that stuff up there and then telling us to go sit in a room physically or virtually and process that shit with white folks, it's triggering. It's harmful. It's aggression. Whether it's intended or unintended, that is the impact. And I'm not, I can't speak for everybody. Some people say I want to jump straight to the integrated conversation and talking across the difference. That's not my experience. I want to process things with folks that I know I have some trust with, folks that I have some shared experience with. And truthfully, I don't really want to listen to white folks process things. Maybe sometimes, maybe if I'm facilitating and that's the purpose, but if I'm a participant, I want to process it with my folks. So please, create racial affinity space. Sometimes you may have to group all folks of color together and white folks together, and sometimes you could break out and have ethnic or cultural specific breakouts. Some people call these racial or ethnic or cultural caucuses. That's a good practice. It takes some preparation, some norm setting, letting folks know that we're going to break out. And if we don't come back together and process it, that's okay. It ain't about processing all the time. It's not always about resolving the conflict, because the conflict's always been there. We need time to process that. Racial affinity, cultural affinity. We need it. Please, 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 please. Make sure that is a part of your plans. If you don't know enough about it, read up on it, talk to some people, prepare for it. Even if you got one person, don't put them in a sea of whiteness. There you go.